Ready?
Yep.
I'll let them know what's going on. Matter of fact, go ahead. Get my dial open too. Here it goes. What up, y'all? It's gonna interview Danny TV. If you guys didn't know, that's my wife. You can go subscribe to her channel. It's Danny TV.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
We're gonna do an interview today, guys. Get to know Danny TV a little bit more, and let's get it going. So let's start with your name,
Mm-hmm.
age,
Mm-hmm.
and what you do for a living.
Well, first off, I just want to say, thank you for allowing me here on your show. Um, what's up, Jake from State Farm? Gotta give a shout out. Jake from State Farm. Actually, I'm being interviewed right now, and I had to open up my stream. Um, King Lou TV is actually interviewing me right now, and he's live as well. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, name, age, and what you do for a living.
Danny is my name. That's what I'm gonna go by.
Danny.
And I am 31.
Okay.
And you said, what do I do for a living?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, what more can I say? I live for a living.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I live to tell the truth, and I know that I have First Amendment rights. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, error? I guess that was an error, huh? Okay, so Danny's 31. Okay, 31. Is he just like a normal person? Even though normal isn't normal.
Right.
Society,
Right. Normal is not normal. That's correct.
It's not normal.
That is correct.
So we can go to the next question, and it's kind of just a little bit more in depth about who is Danny TV. So the question is, are you a good person?
Am I a good person?
As in, like, are you violent? Do you just?
Am I violent? Am I a violent person, guys? Do you guys
say violent? I would say, like, are you a good person?
Am I a wow? What type of? You know what? So you said, am I a good person? I am. Yes.
Like,
yes.
Person.
Yes. I am I'm a great person. I'm an amazing person.
She's a great person.
Yeah, I don't get violent with anyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't just walk up to people and punch them in the face. That's just not how I do. Period.
Have you ever sent any threats to anyone?
Have I ever sent any threats to anyone? No, but I send promises.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and to Sabrina, no, actually, I'm not pregnant. This is a photo of me from 2017. Mm-hmm. So you do the math. 2017, and it is 2025. So yeah, I was pregnant with my child. It was a girl, and yeah, she's gorgeous. She's definitely gorgeous, and it'll be definitely 7 years today. Anyway, go ahead with your question.
Next question is, so where are you from?
I am from Chirac.
Okay. Chicago?
Chicago.
Okay. That's cool. Chicago. I heard they got good food out there. Well, out here, I mean,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Chicago, Illinois, South Side. I'm sorry. I was actually born and raised on the west side of Chicago. And when I turned, I want to say like 3, I moved to the south side of Chicago. And I've been here ever since. Next.
Okay. All right. So our next question is,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of like few public topics that I wanted to ask you about, and just get your take on things. See how you
Mm-hmm.
feel about some public records in regards to like corrupt judges.
Corrupt. Okay.
Okay, so how do you feel about like corrupt judges?
Um, how do I feel about corrupt judges?
Yeah.
I feel like it is a special place for them, a special seat for them, you know? Um, because you don't live forever. You don't live forever, you know? When you die, you got to go somewhere. So, yeah, it's definitely a special place for them.
Okay. How do you feel in relation as well to like corrupt caseworkers as well?
I'm
Corrupt.
sorry, I'm getting a little lost here. Corrupt caseworkers, there's a lot of different type of caseworkers that we have out here in this world. So I need you to be a little specific with that.
Okay, so it's several cases out here with um that I mean we can just really just go over alarming statistics that just can't be ignored.
Right, but the question that I'm asking is like which kind of caseworkers is different types of caseworkers.
Okay, case workers, as in the system that holds children. I think it's about what 20,000 children in this state alone in is it CPS or
Are you talking about,
DCFS?
so you talking about caseworkers from DCFS?
Yeah, from like agencies. And,
Okay,
yeah.
you talking about like the caseworkers that come in and take your kids away, or are you talking about the caseworkers in the foster care agency that are supposed to help the families stay together?
The ones that are supposed to help the family stay together.
Oh, so you asking me what do I
How do
think
you
of?
feel about corrupt caseworkers?
Oh, well, I would say the same exact thing for them. The same thing should apply in regards to it's a special place for them.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. And I just feel like, if you went to school and you got your degree and you did all that extra stuff and you portrayed an image to reunite families, but behind the scenes you're not.
Right.
I just feel like it's a special place for them.
Special places.
It's an amazing place for them.
Different
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah. Because like I said, you don't live forever.
You don't.
So
It's always that time when it's time.
mhm.
Especially when you do it wrong to someone. Okay, so I just pulled up a few stats here. I want to go over a few of them with you, and I'll just get your feedback on it. So, as to today's date, according to Kids Count Data Center, it's over 600 children in the welfare system.
Mhm.
41% are 0 to 4 years old. 31% five to 10 years old. 14% is 11 to 13 years old. 15%,
Right.
14, 17, 52% of them are female, and 48% are male. So,
Wow.
how do you feel about those statistics being that this is, oh, it's another one. Oh, it's a few more. I'm sorry. Neglect is the most common reason, 76% of cases.
Of course.
Followed by physical abuse, of course, and sexual abuse. Now, this is what they're going through statistically, being placed in the place where they're supposed to be treated better, I will say. Unfortunately, it's a statistic here that may be alarming. African American youth represent 14% of the total child population, yet account for 23% of the foster care system.
Mm-hmm.
Children of Black families are overrepresented in cases of suspected maltreatment, I would say, and
Right.
child protective services investigations. Investigations spend more time in foster care and less likely to reunite with their families. How do you feel about those statistics?
Wow. So you saying that African American children that is in CPS is more likely to not return home to their families?
Children of Black families.
Wow.
They're overrepresented, right?
Uh-huh. Well,
they're suspected of, yeah. So how do you feel about basically just
right. Well, I feel like, it is a such thing as systemic racism.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, they don't want to talk about it. They feel like it doesn't exist, but it does. And the system is designed to go against Black families and Black people as a whole. You got all different types of angles of the system. You got the criminal justice system, you got CPS, you got child support, you got food stamps and cash assistance. You even got child care, it's a whole lot of, and then you got low income, Section 8. All of this was designed to, go against Black families. And if you think about it, all of the systems is connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of those systems are already connected to take the child out of the home if you really think about it, right? Because any little report against you could result in your child being, taken away from you. Like, let's really talk about this. Let's really think about it. People don't think of it this way. A lot of people, and I talked about this in one of my other live streams, a lot of people don't even know that these systems are all linked together and is designed to either lock the Black man up and keep him in prison, take the child away from the mother, or make sure the man ain't in the damn household. The systems is designed to take our children from us in the first place. And I feel like, we are statistics. We just walk in statistics. And they just want to make an example out of us every chance that they get. They need them numbers to go up. They looking at it from their view, that they looking at it is like to keep Black families down, to keep Black people down, and to, increase their income and live off of us and our children. And, we look at it in a way like, man, how the hell can we make it out of this shit without them trying to create more problems for us as a black people. But the sad thing about it is us as black people, we create problems amongst one another too. You know, we actually are our own oppressors. I keep saying that too. So even though the system is designed to take our children away from us, we are our own oppressors. You got black people that work within the system that's keeping kids away from their mamas and daddies. You got black people that works in the system when it come down to you getting the EBT card and getting your taxes done, all of that stuff. Like we literally go against each other. It's sad. I feel like it's like a the system is more so like like far as like kids being taken away from their parents and stuff. I really feel like it's just sometimes a lose-lose situation because every which way that you look at it, the system was designed to take our children. You know what I'm saying? You trying to take your damn child for a checkup at a doctor's office, and they sitting up, you telling the motherfucking doctor, hey man, my motherfucking son done fell and he got a bruise on his leg. And I need, to know how this can be treated because, for instance, it's becoming infected. They will literally make up their own reasoning and try to lie and say that you harmed your child and call it in, and next thing you know, your child is taken away from you, and all you was trying to do was make sure your child was good. And they're not gonna mark it as medical neglect because you took your child to the doctors or the hospital, but they will, mark it as child abuse and neglect. They just gotta add on the fucking neglect, you know. It's just it's like it's so many freaking angles of how children are. Like, come on, man. They created this system. They created different angles and avenues to be able to steal our children from us. Our little children, they've created every angle there is to get our kids. But what's the next question?
My next question is just kind of overseeing the public record showing a parent going through dealing with the child protective services and it's unfortunate. Looks like the father he's into adult entertainment, but the children were returned to him immediately.
Wow.
If you don't mind.
Oh, wow.
I could just read a little bit for you.
Well, I mean, it all sums up, basically what you're saying is they basically gave the children to the perpetrator, to the real defendant.
Yeah, well, ma'am, I just read the sentence real quick. After being with their grandmother 2 or 3 days, the judge quite I'm sorry if I'm not out of the blue wrote up a new order to send the girls to their father who previously had no interest in the case.
Wow.
He lived on the West Coast. The father was in adult entertainment. His girlfriend worked as an escort, and his brother, who also worked in the business,
wow,
charge brought against him. So basically, the kids were living with their father.
Why are they like?
Yeah.
My little question, real quick, is like, why do they do this? Why? Instead of giving the child back to the parent that has worked their ass off to get all the way to the return home goal, instead of giving the child back, you give the child to the perpetrators, the real perpetrators. I don't know. Why do they do this? You see how they mess these kids' heads? It's bad enough that the kids' heads are already messed up because they in the system. But to give them to the real perpetrators, the people that already never had any interest in the case in the first place, and originally the mother, what her kids was removed from her care and she fought extremely hard to get them back, instead of giving her what she deserves, you decide, I'm gonna just get the kids to, the real motherfucking defendants. Why do they do that? But yeah.
Could I just share this last part of this article with you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read this for you. It's pretty shocking. Throughout this case and through the process of dealing with multiple other mismanaged cases of the Department of Family and Children's Services, I have worked with other desperate parents across the state of Georgia. This is the person's whose page is on, which is parentalrights.org. This is them speaking across the state of Georgia. This is in Georgia, of course, and in many other states because their children were taken for no cause. And they have no one with whom to turn. I have witnessed ruthless behavior from many caseworkers, social workers, investigators, lawyers, judges, therapists, and others, such as those who pick up the children. And they said, I have been stunned by what I have seen and heard from victims across this land. How do you feel about this family? Grandmother that's suffering behind. The grandmother's visitation was suspended. She has she's been, to this day, it says 5 years. She can't see the little girls. It's just, how do you feel about that case and the grandmother that has to suffer behind,
Well, I feel like, grandparents do have rights to their grandchildren as well, and I mean that from a positive aspect, like, I mean like a good grandparent,
Right.
Not a person that's just trying to profit off of the child, because you do have family members like that. They will hurry up and take the kids in so they can profit off of the kids as well, unfortunately. I don't know, I can't say that she was doing that, but what I can say is grandmothers do have rights. It was wrong for them to take away the children from her, and she was really trying with the kids. And
she did everything. They say she jumped through every loop known to man. They said
wow.
She completed everything that they asked of her.
So the grandmother completed everything they asked of her. She didn't, bent over backwards for them. She didn't, jump when they say how high.
Alligator. She fought a lion. She walked through fire. She actually, it says she just went on Fear Factor and completed and won every challenge. So,
I mean, speaking, y'all know what we saying. Overall, she's done everything she was supposed to.
Basically.
And they took the kids away from her still and placed them with, you say, the father?
Yeah, the father, he's into adult.
He was into, okay.
And the mother is an escort.
So
from my standpoint, I wanted to know how you felt about that.
I just,
the father, you know what I mean, like, and the mother, and they returned him to the mother and the father.
Right. How is that making it better for the kids?
They said the little girl's traumatized. I think they said that the father had a very strange relationship with the daughter, as if they were insinuating like something happened.
So, right. And I'm sure that the little girls was uncomfortable. But the fact, how I feel about it is, I feel like if anything happens to them kids, it's blood on the agency's hands.
Yeah.
And it should always be left off on them when they do things like this. And I feel like, when things happen to kids that has to be forced into the homes of the perpetrators and things happen, I just feel like the people that place the kids there, they should be under arrest and they should have to face prison time. Just as well as a black man or a black woman being pulled over by the police and arrested and charged with a petty ass crime, as far as being parked on private property, just as small as being parked on private property, just as small as getting caught with uh open liquor, you know what I'm saying, like petty little stuff like that. If black people can be locked away for little petty crimes and stuff like that, well, the people that works within the system, as far as foster care agencies and the court system as well, that does these corrupt things, that's like, this is like some class X felony type stuff. This has got to be like something to the highest extent of the law, real talk, because you kidnapping children and you placing them in the hands of the perpetrators. And when things happen, as far as like, a child being touched, or a child ending up deceased, or and I mean that in a way, like bad things happen inside of the homes that the kids is being placed. A child is being abused and hurt, and these people know about it and they're not doing anything about it. I definitely feel like they should face charges. Oh, most definitely. And I feel like they should never ever be able to be uh never be able to call themselves a judge, a caseworker. And I'm not going to say that nothing should happen to the perpetrators. They should most definitely be incarcerated, for harming the children. But, the people that placed them there, I feel like they should too. And they should get, they should be charged with murder. If anything happens to a child behind the hands of a foster care agency or a CPS itself, and y'all place a kid in the homes of wicked people that's in their intentions is to harm the child, and the child ends up deceased, your ass should be facing murder charges. All of y'all asses should be incarcerated, locked away. And just overall the corruption, they need to just face time in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I don't know if you mind kind of. Okay. Last question. Um, it was a situation that happened. This is on. If you guys want to check out the full article, it's on CBSNews.com. Chicago /news/17-month-old Samaje Crosby.
Yeah.
So as I'm just looking over this was actually April 22nd, 2022, about 11:38 a.m. They say 17-month-old Samaje Crosby was found stuffed under a couch in Joliet Township.
And I heard about that,
Yeah. No one was charged with the murder. The lawsuit blamed Children's Home and a contractor of Department and Family Services for failing to protect Samaje and remove her from her mother's home, which was in bad condition, I would say.
That happened in, I believe, 2017.
2017.
Yeah, it happened.
I don't know what killed her. Still to this day, it has been labeled suspicious.
Okay, so
So how do you feel about, I would say, you know, the contractor not protecting? Well, I wouldn't say protecting. I would say, my question to you is: do you expect contractors to like protect children from dying?
Are you saying the foster care agencies?
Yeah, the foster care agencies. Do you expect for like foster care agencies to protect children from dying?
Yes, of course. You know, they claim that they run background checks and that the children are safe and they're in safe hands and stuff like that. But just because you ran a background check on a person don't mean that they're a safe person to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like people
By
commit
any
crimes
chance-
all the times and they don't get caught.
By any chance, do you feel they can label someone that's not, I would say, bad for their children, bad for their children?
Yeah, they can. They can put a label on you. They can put it in black and white. They can just make things up about you and create things about you.
Okay. I'm gonna look
Yes.
for one more. Oh, what's up, Bob? I'm sorry, I'm interviewing Danny TV. So as of now, I think that's it for our questions. We're probably gonna try to rack up a few more. And then we'll get back to it. But how do you feel about like false allegations? How do you feel about false allegations? How people can, a person can say something about you,
Mm-hmm.
and it can define, or it would be who you are,
And
what they say about you.
what they created about me, like an
Right.
image
Let's say,
they
for
created.
example, right?
I mean, I know what you're saying. You're saying,
Yeah.
how do I feel about false
How you,
allegations?
yeah, basically.
Well, I feel like, stop, labeling a person something just because the way that you feel about them personally and you didn't really get to know them.
Right.
So,
So
stop
do you think
creating.
do you think these people use their feelings and emotions?
I do feel like people use their feelings and emotions, because you got to use your feelings and emotions about a person personally in order to create a false narrative about them. And once you create a false narrative about them, you begin to dislike them so much that you're ready to make false allegations against them because you
Right.
don't feel like you're getting any attention from them. And you need their attention. You crave their attention and you hate that you can't get it. So now the only way for you to do that is to create false allegations against them.
Right. Okay.
I feel like, because I ain't really say like how I feel about false allegations, but I just feel like it's wrong. Don't make up a false allegation against a person because you feel some type of way about them. Because when you do bad to a person, it can come back on you. And it'll come back on you full force. And you ain't even gonna see it coming. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like, okay. So now how do you feel about like fat people? Like people who have extra access under their chin and
Well, like,
yeah,
honestly,
that love food.
all jokes aside though, in regards to like, and I'm gonna just say this because this is obese people out there that's really nice. So this is not directed towards the nice obese people. This is actually directed towards, evil, obese people that, try to harm people mentally, or they try to, divide them up with the people that they love and stuff like that. This is directed towards people like that, just people that's just straight up wicked, that straight up do wicked things, and they do it intentionally. I just feel like you're fat as fuck because you got a lot of sin.
Is it a
Like
capital F or is all the letters capital?
PHAT.
Fat. Oh,
like, nah, that's too nice. FAT.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like, you're big as ever like that, and on some real stuff though, like spiritually. Cause RIP Pastor Stephen Darby, when he talked about this, he say, you wonder why a lot of people got a lot of fat built up in their necks and all that stuff like that. That ain't nothing but sin.
That's it.
Sin.
Neck full of sin.
A neck full of sin.
Fat full of sin.
Like,
no food,
if you
no food.
Right. If you think about it, a lot of fat people that's evil, they're miserable. They're insecure. And a lot of them, they gain weight because when they're depressed, they eat out of depression. That's,
right.
And it's just like, if you think about it, a lot of things contribute to them gaining weight, So yeah, that's how I feel about fat people, FAT. And like I said, shit, I'm talking about the evil ass fat people. So if you evil as hell and you're fat, you know why. You know why you're getting fatter. I'm just being 100. Anything else?
Well, that wraps up our interview.
Okay.
It was great getting to know you, Danny TV.
Okay, although I don't feel like you really got to know me like that.
I have a lot of questions stocked up for you.
Okay, well, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got another question. I'm sorry. Actually, I have a supporter in here. He had a good question. You know what? That's a great question. We'll go ahead and ask her that. So, how do you feel about trannies going into women's bathroom with full beards and dresses on?
How do I feel about transformers going into the women's bathroom? With full beards?
With full beards on, strong, with biceps and arms.
I feel like again, RIP Pastor Stephen Darby. But he talked about this in one of his sermons years ago, and he said that it's going to come a point in time where they're going to normalize pedos. They're going to normalize that. They're going to start giving the transformers a lot of more, they're going to be passing laws for them. And I just feel like, we are definitely in the end, the very end. And I feel like it's definitely disgusting. You should not be identified as a woman because you're not. What you are is you're a creep and you're a fucking pedo. So it doesn't matter if you dress up in a dress and you put on a wig. You got a full beard. You're still a man. You're not a woman. Okay, you don't have a reproductive system. You will never be a woman. You were born a boy. And when you grew up, you turn into a man. And it's unfortunate that you want to change your identity to a woman. And you're going in women's bathrooms around little girls and around women that have to take care of themselves when it's that time of the month. And I just feel like you are a fucking creep and a pedo. And nothing's gonna make me think otherwise. And you're sick. You're sick and you need help. And that's how I feel. And I feel like that should definitely be off limits and it should not be allowed. And I've had to witness something like that before in the gym. And a transformer came in there on the women's side in a where the locker room was at and the sauna, and then you got the bathrooms or whatever. It was a transformer in there, and I was pissed. I was livid, and I took my shit and I left. And I was like, bro, I'm never coming back to another gym again. This is fucking disgusting. Y'all got a whole man dressed up as a woman in the men's bathroom. I mean, in a women's bathroom. That and also coming in the sauna and all type of stuff with us. Like that's weird as fuck. That's weird. And if you don't feel like you a weirdo, a creep, and a pedo, and if you don't feel like nothing is wrong with you, you need to seek immediate fucking help. Real talk. It's some sick fucks. Real talk. Like they really are normally really feeling like they normal because they identify as a woman. And they really a fucking man, bro. I just can't get with this. And the same, and it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? With women. Like, why did they allow people to identify themselves as whatever the hell they want? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because people just, they going overboard with it. They going overboard with it. And it's like, you going so far to the point of like, as a woman, you want to be a man and you going to go get hormone pills and all type of stuff to change your voice. And you getting, bruh, you getting the part down there done, and like you getting the pills in you and the shots in you, the testosterone, and bruh, it's sick.
Yeah, Guap had kind of, I mean, kind of like the same question I had, but he was asking in regards to like high school. So, he said it was a freshman year. It was freshman year. It was a rainbow dude who used to change in the girls' locker room. So he was like, "How you feel about that?" Which would be kind of in the same relation to more so what you just said about, you know, walking into LA Fitness and it's women in there with their chests and everything is out shining.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to move on to you because it's time to ask you some little questions and interview you. So guys, if you're listening right now, I was just interviewed, and now King Lou TV. Y'all can go on his channel if y'all want to as well. I'm about to interview him. So first things first, we're gonna start with the intro. You know, introduce yourself. What's your name, or what's the name that you go by? How old are you? And where are you from?
All right, man. My name Lou, aka King Lou, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the streets. That's you.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, sorry. So we gonna start over the intro. So what's your name, or what name do you go by? How old are you, and where are you from?
So I'm from Chicago. I go by King Lou. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. What's all the questions again? I ain't trying to make sure.
You say you from Chicago. You go by King Lou. And how old are you?
And I'm 33 years old.
Okay.
I'm made to be 33.
Okay.
34 this year.
All right. So next, where did you grow up?
I grew up you know, hundreds. Out in
Duh.
Chicago, the hundreds is like, you know how everybody say 63rd, you know, it's 63rd, 53rd, 43rd, you know, it's 103rd, 93rd.
Is that on the south side of Chicago?
South side of Chicago, they call it the Wild Hundreds.
Oh, okay,
Call it the
okay.
Wild Hundreds, you know.
So, what year did you graduate high school?
I graduated 2010, 2010.
Okay.
It was time to leave.
So, how do you feel about Chicago?
Chicago, man, it'll change you.
Mhm.
As a black man, it will change you in ways where you know you will be more alert, you will be more
Mhm.
vocal, you know, you would think outside the box.
Mhm.
So yeah, like Chicago is just it's almost like living in boot camp.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's as a
So,
black man though,
right.
straight like that.
Um. So, you know, when it comes down to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about other people wanting to come to Chicago or wanting to know so much about Chicago? Like, yeah, people that's from other, parts of the state, of the United States, and everybody's just so hyped about Chicago. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you know, I ain't gonna act like I ain't made it out here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
33 years old, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, just mind your business. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you do want to come out here, I do get that our food is different, sightseeing in the downtown area
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But it wouldn't be like I guess being from here, I just feel like this wouldn't be a place that you should want to like. I want to go to Chicago.
Right. Do
I
you
mean,
feel
if you
like
think about it, you can make half of it. You can look up the recipe online and
mm-hmm.
make it at home. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know.
No, that's true. Do you feel like, people just want to come here to, they just love hearing about the shootings? And do you feel like people want to come here more to see that up close and personal? Or do you feel
Yeah,
like they just want to be here because they like the skyline?
I feel like people who hear about Chicago and haven't really lived here, or probably know somebody that live here, but they probably ain't live there long. Anyway, like Chicago is, it's not what everybody make it out to seem. It's more of a, I feel like it's more systematic than like physically dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's dangerous everywhere. You can die everywhere. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But yeah, unfortunately, it is areas out there that I feel like people want to visit to see if they can die. You know, like I want to go out here because I heard they killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Right.
yeah, I do feel like people literally want to come out here to die because they just like,
Right.
I ain't gonna die. Look, I'm out here in Chicago.
Right.
They ain't
Exactly.
doing nothing. Like
Exactly.
it's like that's stupid because not only could you die anywhere, but like why you want to come out here to die?
Right. That's why I said, see, what the problem that, and honestly, like the problem that's wrong with people now is they just love negative shit.
Yeah.
They love negativity. They crave it. Rather it's a person being talked about or, a person getting beat. Or killed. And this is why the social media has played a huge part in how people are starting to live their life in reality. You know, People do so much over social media. They're using filters on their face. They recording the person being shot and motherfucking transported to an ambulance, and it's everybody talking about, like, people just love negative shit. Naturally, I'm starting to feel like, it's a natural thing for people to like negativity now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, which is actually not normal, but it's the new normal. Um, so how do you feel about kids in the system that are trapped in the foster care system?
I feel like it's in if we talking about because as I'm learning, there's parents out here that's escorts, and, they
Mm-hmm.
drug addicts, and you
Mm-hmm.
know just got released from prison. It's parents out here that's what I'm saying, like very weird towards their kids, and I hate to. I'm gonna keep it real, like they don't be needing their kids because they don't really
Yeah.
be ready.
Right.
But I feel for those parents out here that is ready. I
Mm-hmm.
feel for those parents that has done everything they had to do, that's still having to go through whatever loops they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like overall, just it's wrong for a kid interest to not be to go with their parents. You know,
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you feel like in situations where children is trapped in the system, in the foster care system, and they can't get away and they want to get home to their parents and they just want to be with their parents, do
right?
you feel like the system is targeting the children or are they targeting the parents?
Well, in this case, I would say it's an even playing field because being that the child would be more dysregulated, being separated from their parents,
Mm-hmm.
it can be used as a weapon towards them.
Mm.
Also, I feel as far as like
It could be used as a weapon to the parents.
more towards the child,
Mm.
it'll be
Right,
used as
right.
their emotions will get used against them from being sad about being dysregulated from not being able to be around their children.
Right.
So it's like, hey, you gotta be good, or hey, yeah, you acting like this. It's like disregarding the separation.
But I just want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
I'll
look
get
at
your
it.
take on that too.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like, the system is so sick that they do target the children. You know, see the thing is they don't want to see black people elevate, right? As it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking to other black people that don't want to see black people elevate, black people that work in the system. So we got all angles of people, all walks of life that's against us, period. We against each other. Um, I just feel like, the more that they keep the black child imprisoned in the system, away from they parents, the more of a fucked up generation that they can create.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be, think about it, it's bad enough that when we was younger back in the 90s and stuff like that, we didn't have our fathers in the home, right? And then you got the children that was born in the early 2000s, that didn't have their fathers in the home. But then you got the children that was born in the 2010s, that don't have their fathers in the home, and they're being snatched away out of the home and being placed in foster care agencies. I mean, foster care homes, and you got like hundreds and thousands of teenagers right now and kids across the board right fucking now. And statistically speaking, African American children that is not home with their actual parents right now. They minds are fucked up. It's creating more of a fucked up generation. See, it's bad enough that we already got the kids, that wasn't raised by their parents because they was raised in the system. It's a lot of kids like that right now. And then you got the kids that is being raised by their parents, but their parents don't give a fuck about them. All they want to do is party and play Sexy Red and Glorilla all day and go worry about getting their weave and lashes done. Then you got the damn fathers that's just literally absent in their life, and if they is present in their life, they sitting up there gang banging in front of them, smoking in front of them, yelling at them, don't really want to be around them. So it's fucked up on both ends. I just feel like that's they plan is to make more black people fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want to see us down, because they know that we as a people, like honestly, positively speaking, we are very intelligent. Black people are smart. A lot of black people actually invented a lot of things, and it was stolen away from us.
We invented everything.
Yeah.
We invented everything. Bro. And I didn't even know that. To be honest with you. I didn't know we invented everything.
So the next question is, do you have any kids?
Yeah, I do have kids.
Are they in the system? Have you ever had to deal with your children being a part of the system or anything like that?
Not sure if I can answer that one, but
well, do you know how it feels to like have to deal with the system? Is this why you just like?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing the game for a while now. Only thing is, every time I turn the game on, I realize that the game is against me. So.
Oh wow.
Hard to play a game that.
Okay, right. I definitely understand. What's up, everybody? Just came in live. Y'all came in a little late. Guapo got Guap. Number one much Fred. We about to actually wrap it up right now. Definitely gotta wrap it up, but yeah, man. We just coming through to get our so y'all can hear our take on a few things. But nevertheless, we will be back in here later on, y'all, and we're gonna make it, spice it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bland. Y'all know our slogan. We got to get up out of here. Wake the fuck up.